Alright, hello everyone. Today we're going to be looking at the different types of neurons. So there's three main types of neurons that you should be familiar with. There is the motor neuron, sensory neuron, and the interneuron. Now, their function in the body is different. They all have a similar structure. So the structure we went through the last lesson will be similar for all of these neurons. But the key differences between them. So motor neurons, their main function is to carry information away from the central nervous system to the effectors. So they're kind of the neurons that send the information that tells the body or the muscles what to actually do. So they carry info away from the CNS or central nervous system. So they're kind of the initiators. And then if we look at sensory neurons, they carry the information to the central nervous system. So these will be the neurons that detect or sense the information, and that is from the receptors that we went over as well. So things like pain, temperature, and pressure. These receptors will detect it. The sensory neurons will send the information to the central nervous system, which consists of the spine and the brain. And the central nervous system will decide what to do with it, and then it'll send the information via the motor neurons to the effectors that will initiate the response. If we look at interneurons, they're kind of the in-between neurons. So these ones here, they process and relay the information. So they're only within the central nervous system. So they're within the brain and the spinal cord, and they're just kind of firing in between the brain and within the spinal cord to decide what to do about the situation. So they process the information. Okay. So an example, if you have your hand on a hot element, these sensory neurons will detect it. It'll detect the pain, and then they will send the signal via the neuron up to the central nervous system. Now, within the central nervous system, you will find these interneurons. Now, these interneurons, they will be firing within the spinal cord and within the brain to decide what to do. Once they have decided what to do, they will send the signal via the motor neuron, and the motor neuron will cause the effector, which will be a muscle, to take your hand away from the painful stimulus or the hot element. So that's how they sort of all link together.